The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting at Western Illinois University.
With a win against South Dakota State, the Leatherneck men's basketball team has reached a feat that hasn't been touched in 30 years. Glamour, glitz, and gowns, could Macomb be housing the next future Miss Illinois? And with only 15 days left until the official spring, many are wondering what's with the recent snowfall. Scott Beckerman has your forecast coming up.
Welcome to News 3 Live at 4. News with Adam Yingst and with Jack Pluta. Sports with Nico Haeflinger. And weather forecasts from our team of meteorology students at Western Illinois University. News 3 starts right now.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Jack Pluta.
And I'm Adam Yingst. The winner of a local pageant has been announced. On Sunday, Macomb High School hosted the 54th annual Miss Macomb.
News 3 reporter Jay Jacobs has more on the story.
Macomb 2013, and the winner of a $5,000 scholarship is contestant number 11, Rainy.
2013 Miss Macomb Scholarship Pageant took place Sunday night at the Macomb Junior-Senior High School, where Western Illinois junior Randy Lasley was crowned queen. The Springfield native not only took home the crown, worth $5,000 in scholarships, but received $250 more for the best platform essay after a series of contests with 11 other contestants. Hundreds of people showed up for this year's 54th annual Miss Macomb pageant. 2012's Miss Illinois, Megan Irving, shared with News 3 the importance of these kinds of events.
I think everyone should really know about this pageant. It's number one, the highest scholarship pageant in the state of Illinois. They're giving out $5,000 to the winner tonight. When I was Miss Macomb in 2011, I received $5,000. And let me tell you, even over at Miss America, talking to those other state title holders, I can't find another local preliminary that gives out that much money. Some states don't even receive that much money. So this is a very special pageant. The community comes together. It's a small community. You don't always find that with these local pageants. So there's so much support. The girl that walks away with the crown tonight is a lucky lady. She has.
Coming in as the first runner-up was Lakemore native Kelsey Peters, who received $500 in scholarships. However, not every contestant was as lucky. Samantha Sachinoshi shares what she will take with her.
I will take the ability to help others and be a role model to all the children.
And now that a new woman will be taking the throne, 2012's Miss Macomb, Krista Shirley, talks about how she felt giving up her beloved crown.
I've been saying this for a while. I think it was harder giving up the crown and more stressful than it was getting it.
Now that the pageant stress is over, Randy Lasley tells us what she plans to do as Miss Macomb.
Well, I'm a huge fan of community service, something I'm really passionate about. So I'm hoping just to really promote community involvement through anything I'm faced with.
This is Jay Jacobs reporting for News 3.
Thanks, Jay. Tune in this Thursday as reporter Rachel Steibing sits down with Rainy Lasley after winning this year's Miss Macomb. And more local news, aldermen in Macomb finalized the contractors for the city's 3 summer projects, including some road work. East Carroll Street and Ward Street will both see improvements. Mayor Mike Inman says both roads will have closures during the repairs, but they are waiting until the semester is over to minimize traffic on campus. As for the potholes, Mayor Inman said that they will wait until the weather is consistently 40 degrees and above before they do any other permanent work, but that could begin in the next few weeks. You may have noticed outside is looking much whiter than usual, and we're only a few days from spring break. Winter weather came through this morning, blanketing Macomb with a few inches of snow. A few local schools were dismissed early, including Macomb High School. WIU's Quad Cities campus was also closed. News 3's Scott Beckerman has a look at our local weather in his first forecast.
I took a first look at the weather in Macomb. Currently, it's 31 degrees. We had some snowfall earlier today. We can expect some snowfall through the overnight hours. Most importantly, expect a warm-up for this weekend as some seasonally springtime temperatures are headed our way. For the rest of the day, 60% chance of flurries, temp in the 20s, winds out of the northwest, and a wind chill of 15 degrees. As the sun goes down, so will those temperatures. Low of 19, wind chill of 6, and winds out of the northwest. That's all for now, but stay tuned in the next 10 minutes for my full weather forecast. Back to you, Adam and Jack.
Thanks, Scott. The countdown to spring break has begun. Over the next few days, keep in mind a few things that will help keep you safe and your belongings safe. Keep your doors locked even if you only leave for a few moments. Do not leave your items unattained, and take your valuables with you when you leave for spring break. In addition to keeping your stuff safe, here's some tips to safeguard yourself. Trust your gut feeling. Use common sense. Be aware of your surroundings, walk in groups, and travel in well-populated areas.
Well, what happens when Iron Chef meets the dining halls here at Western Illinois University? Live at 4's Pierce Roberson is here to tell us all about the Copper Chef competition.
Ready, set, cook. The annual Copper Chef competition took place last Wednesday in the Corbin Olson Dining Center, featuring two former winners of the cook-off, Chef Dan Murphy and the reigning champ, Chef Nate Repman.
I just think it's a good way for us to showcase our skills and for all the students to kind of get a personal, see what we're like in person.
The fact that we're able to have this event for 11 years in a row alone means to me that somebody other than us likes it. So between the administration, the students, breaking up the monotony of a regular dinner day, it was fun that way.
This year marked the 11th consecutive year of the Copper Chef competition, which pits Sodexo judges against each other in a head-to-head battle for culinary supremacy. The chef's dishes are judged on 3 criteria: creativity, presentation, and taste, and had to include 3 special ingredients: Kobe beef, papaya, and octopus.
I told Chef Lawrence I've been planning on something like squid or octopus for the last 4 or 5 years, and it showed up, and I was like, what?
So who won this battle of culinary giants?
The winner goes to Chef Dan and his team.
It was just a lot of fun up there tonight. We had a different format than before, and it was just a really good time. So it feels good, but really more of a feeling of fun than, winning or losing to me right now.
For Live at 4, I'm Pierce Roberson.
Chef Dan Murphy said it was a joy competing against an amazing chef in Nate Redman. This was one of the closest Copper Chef outcomes ever, with 3 points separating the 2 contestants. Well, ever since 1984, the Performing Arts Society has sponsored the Youth Performing Arts Series, presenting live arts performances to over 6,000 local children free of charge. Tonight they are bringing the Squirm Burpee Circus to the WIU campus. The circus is a fantasy adventure featuring classic comedy with a variety of high-skill circus acts. The show starts at 7 p.m. in the University Union's Grand Ballroom. While the top of McDonough County Courthouse is getting a makeover. Representatives at the courthouse say they have received a grant worth $30,000 from the state. They say they are excited that the Historic Landmarks Dome is getting updated, but they are still figuring out how to fund the whole project, which will total $95,000.
The Dickinson Mounds Museum is home to some rare pieces of the past. News 3's Dana Fulton takes us to Lewistown for a look at the rich history.
That's the sound of history brought to life. Curious history buffs brought their collector's items and questions to a panel of archaeologists at the Dickinson Mounds Museum. Experts on hand Sunday say the majority of these treasures were found just walking through a cornfield.
As archaeologists, we have the opportunity to look at Illinois' landscape periodically. People who collect artifacts have an opportunity to look at it much more than we do. So in many ways, they teach us by what they discover.
Hundreds of articles have been brought in over the years, from broken pottery to arrowheads. Each one has potential to be a hidden treasure and a glimpse into Illinois' past.
Some of the items even date back to prehistoric times.
People often come in the door with an object and they'll say, is this 200 years old? And when we tell them it's 9,300 years old, it really surprises them.
Archaeologists say each object has a story and played some role in our ancestors' lives. And by learning about these pieces, we're able to better understand our own history.
Everybody needs to know their ancestry. And I think that it's something that we need to really kind of go back to a little bit. I mean, this is stuff that we need to save.
Many artifacts have been donated to the museum from people hoping to preserve pieces of the past. But experts say museums also help provide a clearer vision for our future.
Is really an opportunity for us to consider where we are today and how we came to be here. And then perhaps most importantly, in a sense, where are we headed?
a concept these history buffs embrace. In Lewiston, I'm Dana Fulton.
Thanks, Dana. The museum offers many exhibits and events for visitors to have the Mi'kwan experience.
Last week, the Western Courier earned 12 awards at the Illinois College Press Association's convention in Chicago. Staff members earned awards in the feature, opinions, in-depth reporting, sports, and graphics categories. The opinions and photo staff also won awards for their work. The ICPA includes 39 colleges and universities in Illinois. The awards were judged by professional newspaper journalists throughout the state.
Coming up on Thursday, tune in for our Pet of the Week segment where we feature a dog or cat up for adoption at the McDonough County Animal Shelter. News 3 anchor Jessica Ducey visits each week to bring our community a closer look at local animals that need a home. Stay tuned to meet this week's Pet of the Week, Comet the dog. And a young boy walks away from a dramatic fall in Colorado.
And the election for a new pope is underway today in the Sistine Chapel. We'll have more after the break.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
A 56-year-old Burlington, Iowa woman is recovering in the hospital today after her car slid into the ditch. Sandra Ray was driving on Route 9 in McDonough County early Monday morning when the icy roads caused her to lose control of her car. We're told the car slid into a ditch, rolled over, and landed on its roof. A McDonough Hospital ambulance took Ray to the Burlington Medical Center, although she did suffer injuries they have been describing as non-life-threatening.
The election of a new pope is in progress. More than 100 cardinals gathered in the Sistine Chapel this morning. All of the electors have taken an oath and will vote until a cardinal is selected. The votes will be placed in 3 urns that were used in the 2005 election. And a stalemate continues in Washington, D.C. over a series of wide-ranging, across-the-board spending cuts known as sequestration. We talked to staffers at the White House today who verified that tours at the White House will now be canceled starting March 9th because of the sequester. There's no date set for tours to continue at this time.
Doctors say that a 2-year-old Mississippi girl has been functionally cured of the AIDS virus. In this case, functionally cured means that the virus is not appearing with standard tests and lifelong treatments is not necessary. The findings of this case were presented at a medical conference on Sunday. The girl had received regular treatments since she was a baby and no longer shows detectable levels of the virus. Dr. Hannah Gay treated the child and says that she is hopeful that this case will bring about a way to cure other HIV-positive babies in the future.
Dylan Hayes is a 4-year-old boy living in Aurora, Colorado, and recently survived a 3-story fall from his apartment complex. Dylan's mother, Jessica Hayes, moved their couch to the wall while she shampooed the carpet. The boy climbed on the couch, fell out the window, did 2 in-air somersaults, and landed on his feet. Fortunately, he's reported as being in fine condition. As a precaution, Dylan was hospitalized for 20 hours and wore a neck brace. His mother told local media that she has since moved from the apartment and is living with a relative while she looks for a new home. Well, with spring break only days away, residents woke up to another winter wonderland this morning.
But will the cold weather continue, or will we finally see a warm-up? News 3's Scott Beckerman has more on your full forecast coming up.
Correct. On NCIS, I play a forensic scientist. I've noticed that young people, girls in particular, don't have a lot of role models for careers in science, engineering, and technology. Here's the real problem. Not enough students are going into these fields anymore. So where does the next generation of scientists, engineers, and technologists come from? Here's the truth of the matter. In the coming years, engineering and technology are where the jobs are going to be. But if our young people don't see the excitement in these careers, they won't pursue them, and they'll be the ones who will lose out. I mean, think about the main character in the movie Iron Man, an engineer. Not only the character, but how about the role engineering and technology play in helping to bring a movie's creative vision to the screen? The reality is this. Engineers are creative problem solvers. They come up with the ideas that are solutions to the everyday needs of you and me. They help shape our future, and they're essential to our health, our safety, and our happiness. As they say in our industry, ready on the set and action. In this case, set means science, engineering, and technology. And being ready makes all the difference for our future. We need your ideas. We're counting on everyone working together to fix this. Parents and teachers, let's inspire our young people. Engineers, be mentors to kids in your community. Share your story and the love of your field. Media, show kids how exciting these fields can be by spotlighting great accomplishments by engineers, scientists, and technologists. Kids, seek your dreams, study hard, follow your imagination, and pursue careers in science, engineering, and technology. Learn more about how you can help by going to eiconline.org/readyontheset and make your commitment.
Every one of us has a role to play in making our communities and our country stronger. Discover yours. Go to serve.gov and find the opportunity that works for you. And this message is brought to you by the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Welcome back. Tomorrow it's going to be sunny, a high of 36, low of 20, and winds out of the northwest. The almanac, the high today of 34, not quite as warm as the norm, but definitely warmer than 73 set back in 1910. The low of 19, not quite as cool as 28, but much warmer than negative 13 set back in 1960. We are near an equinox, which means 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime, sunrise at 6:30. Take a look at the jet stream. This is what dominates our surface features. You can see Macomb is centered right at the base of this trough, which explains the northwesterly winds. More importantly, look out to the west. See this system, as it tracks east, it's going to cross over the Rockies. It'll create a surface low, and that should be the reason for some rain later on in the week. Take a look at our surface. You can see that most of the snow is off to the east, and Macomb is blanketed in clouds. Our regional radars, you can see that most is still pushing off to the east. But as this low pressure continues to rotate counterclockwise, these patches of snow off to the northwest should bring us some snow later tonight. Our regional snowfall, as you can see, this is a projected image for about 10 o'clock tonight, and you can see just in Macomb, we have some flurries. Our snowfall totals, we got about 1.5 inches of snow today. As you can see, Macomb right between the 1-inch and 2-inch bands. Our regional temps, it's 32 in Moline, 35 in Springfield, 37 in St. Louis, and 31 in Chicago. Our weekly outlook, Wednesday through Friday, it's going to be mostly sunny. Wednesday, high of 36, low of 20. Thursday, high of 40, low of 26. Friday, high of 47, low of 34. Saturday, it's going to be kind of cloudy, 20% chance of rain, high of 48, low of 38. And by Sunday, it's going to be warming up to the 50s, 60% chance of rain, low of 38.
All right, well, it looks like it's warming up. That's
right?
great.
We need that springtime temperature.
Yeah. Excellent. You know what, Nico, what an awesome way to finish out the basketball regular season for both teams.
Yeah, it really was, in case you weren't there. Senior night brought about some great memories for the graduating Leathernecks. I'll have the highlights coming up next in sports.
Are these real?
The best quality.
You mean they're fake?
Only a few dollars.
Only a few dollars.
Only a few dollars. Only a few dollars.
Only a few dollars. It's not only a few dollars. Counterfeit goods take away jobs, and many are tied to violence and crimes, including child labor, drugs, and gangs. You have the power to stop it. Know the real cost. Don't buy counterfeits.
Your heart rate's a little fast.
Cause of death, acute myocardial infarction.
Have you tried a weight loss program?
Likely caused by type 2 diabetes and heart disease.
Still smoking?
Victim's lungs are black and scarred.
You can get a physical exam now, or you can get one later. Talk to your doctor about a physical. Learn how to lower your risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease and live a healthier life.
People have good hearts. During times of disaster, they donate food, clothing, and other necessities. However, this leads to the cost of packing, transportation, and storage, which is why money is more effective. Give with your heart. Cash is best. For more information, visit www.cidi.org.
The men's basketball team had their final game of the regular season versus South Dakota on Saturday. Leathernecks came in needing to pick up a victory to have a share of the regular season conference championship. Jumping into the highlights here, senior night at Western Hall. Terrell Parks unable to play due to an ankle injury, but he got a standing ovation from the over 5,000 Leatherneck fans in attendance. All tied up at halftime in the second half. The Leathernecks got hot. Ciola Clark drains the three-pointer, brings the Leathernecks to within 2. Next possession, Clark off the pick, hits another one from the same spot. Clark now coming up again, and he's going to be way beyond NBA range and make it 3 in a row for the senior. Leathernecks now up 5, and Jack Haupt keeps it going beyond the arc. He had 15 in his final home game as a Leatherneck. CC3 now coming up the court, and this 6th straight is going to make it a school record for Ciola Clark as he makes 6 straight threes. He had 20 of Western's final 35 points. Final seconds, late surge from the Coyotes, and Javal Miles hits the clutch 3 to make it a 1-point game. He had the Coyotes' final 12 points. 2 seconds later, the free throw is missed, and Western holds on to the win as the students come out to rush the court and help the seniors celebrate the end to an incredible season. Western Illinois picks up their school record 21st victory of the season and wins their first Summit League title since joining Division I basketball. Ciola Clark tied a career high with 27 points and was named Co-Summit League Player of the Week. Clark and the Leathernecks will look to stay hot heading into the conference tournament. They once again take on the Coyotes this Saturday at 8:30. Western defeated the Coyotes twice this season. Both wins were by 2 points. Western's women's basketball team also looked to carry some momentum into the Summit League tournament. After winning 3 of their last 5 games, they got set to take on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies at Western Hall. Michelle Salvatore and the rest of the seniors enjoying the pregame festivities at Western Hall, and Sole Conta-Taite hits the layup with the contact, and the Leathernecks never looked back as they kept the lead for the entire game. Michelle Salvatore now grabs the offensive rebound, finds Conta-Taite, buzzing! Sole had a game-high 20 points. Michelle Maher now, the freshman, dishes this off, gets it right back. She's going to hit this 3 of her own. Western made 9 of them in the game. Charnel Reed now is going to get this one in the post, misses the layup, but she's going to get the second chance board and make the second chance opportunity. Soleil once again now going to dish out here, get this one behind the arc. She ties a career high with 67 three-pointers on the season. The Leathernecks win the game 64-53 and finish the season as the 5th seed in the Summit League. They take on the Mastodons of Fort Wayne this Sunday at noon. The two teams split their regular season matchups and both games were blowout victories by the home team. Heading into the NHL, Marian Hossa played in his 1,000th career game on Sunday, making him one of just 30 active players in the league to have played in at least 1,000 games. The Blackhawks will wear commemorative warm-up jerseys tonight that will be autographed and auctioned off on ChicagoBlackhawks.com, with proceeds going to Hossa's heroes. This weekend, the Chicago Blackhawks continue to do the incredible and just find a way to get a point in every single game they play. The Hawks kept their record-breaking start to the season intact on Sunday, picking up yet another victory. Their 2-1 shootout win, 22 straight games with a point. To understand just how hot of a start the Hawks are off to, 15 points separate the best and worst team in the Eastern Conference, and in the West, 15 points separate the Blackhawks from the Vancouver Canucks, who are currently the 3rd best team in the conference. Blackhawks take on the Minnesota Wild tonight at the United Center. Puck drop is set for 7:30, and the Hawks will look to keep that streak alive. You know, another newscast, another great victory.
Yeah, actually breaking news coming
versus the Reds makes it
into live. WIU's own Bo Spencer reports that Jim Molinari has been named head coach of the year for Summit League by College Insider.
Well, he definitely deserves it. You know, Western's had a phenomenal season all year, and coming up on Thursday, I will have a package featuring some interviews with some of the seniors on their thoughts going into this conference tournament, and you know, made it all the way to the finals last year. We'll see if they can get that win.
All right, thanks, Nico.
Has Batman abandoned Gotham City for the UK?
We're going to check that out right after this.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop CERT, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
If you could see anything in the world, what would it be?
I'd love to see Paris.
I like to see cupcakes falling from the sky.
My daughter, married and happy.
I want to see things the way I used to.
Chances are, someone you love may one day be affected by macular degeneration or glaucoma. Log on to seeabettertomorrow.org or call 1-800-437-2423 to learn about glaucoma and macular degeneration. Call 1-800-437-2423 or log on to seeabettertomorrow.org.
I just want to see more of the things I love.
A man in the UK dressed up as Batman and turned in a wanted criminal.
West Yorkshire Police Department released these photos on Monday. The so-called superhero dropped off the suspect last week. The man that he turned in was charged with fraud and handling stolen goods.
And we have some breaking news. Venezuelan dictator Hugo Chavez has died. We will have more on this information on Thursday. But you know what? That's all the time we have this afternoon. For Nico Haeflinger, I'm Jack Pluta.
And for Scott Beckerman, I'm Adam Yingst. Have a great evening.